In the busy streets of ancient Rome, there lived a man named Lucius. He was a merchant, always rushing from one deal to another, chasing wealth and success. But no matter how much money he made, Lucius never felt truly happy. He was often angry, impatient, and easily upset by the smallest problems. One day, after losing a big trade deal, he stormed through the city, his mind filled with frustration. As he walked past the marketplace, he noticed a small crowd gathered around an old man. The man was speaking calmly, his voice steady despite the noise of the city. Lucius stopped to listen. The old man was a Stoic philosopher, and he spoke about something called self-control. Self-control, the philosopher said, is not about denying yourself pleasure. It is about mastering your mind so that pleasure and pain do not control you. Lucius was intrigued. He had always thought that happiness came from getting what he wanted: more money, more comfort, more praise. But the philosopher's words made him wonder, what if true happiness came from something deeper? That evening, Lucius decided to learn more about Stoicism. He began reading the works of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. The more he read, the more he realized that Stoicism was not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding them. It was about recognizing what he could control, his own thoughts and actions, and letting go of what he could not. One of the first lessons Lucius learned was the difference between externally and internally events. External events, like losing money, facing criticism, or even bad weather, were outside his control. Internal events, his judgments, his reactions, his choices, were entirely within his power. This idea changed everything for him. He started practicing self-control in small ways. When a customer argued over prices instead of losing his temper, he reminded himself that the customer's anger was not his fault. When his shipment was delayed, he accepted it calmly instead of cursing the winds. Slowly, he noticed a change. His mind felt lighter, his days less stressful. But the real test came when his biggest rival, a merchant named Marcellus, spread false rumors about him. Lucius' business suffered, and people he had trusted turned against him. In the past, he would have raged, plotted revenge, or drowned in self-pity. But now he paused. He remembered Seneca's words, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Instead of reacting with anger, Lucius chose to act with dignity. He corrected the lies quietly, without malice. He focused on improving his own work, rather than tearing Marcellus down. Some people admired his restraint, others thought he was weak. But Lucius no longer cared about their opinions. He knew that self-control was not weakness, it was strength. Months passed, and Lucius's reputation grew, not just as a merchant, but as a man of wisdom. People sought his advice, not just on trade, but on life itself. He never became rich beyond measure, but he found something better: peace of mind. One evening, as he sat in his garden, he reflected on his journey. He realized that Stoicism had not made him emotionless. It had made him free. He still felt joy, sadness, and anger, but these emotions no longer ruled him. He had learned to navigate life's storms with a steady hand. The story of Lucius teaches us that self-control is not about fighting against the world. It is about mastering ourselves. The Stoics believed that the greatest battles are not fought on battlefields, but within our own minds. Every day, we face choices. Will we let anger control us? Will we be slaves to desire? Or will we choose reason, discipline, and inner freedom? The path of self-control is not easy. It requires practice, patience, and constant effort. But the reward is a life of true strength. One where we are no longer tossed around by every passing storm, but stand firm, anchored in wisdom. So ask yourself, what is within your control today, and what will you choose to master?